Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 70.
Fucking 70, damn.
70,
dude.
baby.
Dang, dude, dog.
What's up, Cam?
Shit, man. I'm
Dude, can I just give you a suggestion?
chilling a little bit.
Stop putting your fucking your boat videos out there.
Shut the fuck up.
Like the way you drive your boat, like you don't know how to drive your boat.
I didn't put a boat video out or anything.
Oh, you did. You sent me a bunch of text messages.
No, fuck boy. I sent it to you.
I
didn't post
I got
it.
seasick.
No, I didn't, because I fly around the river 70 miles an hour.
You can't turn like that.
I could do whatever I want, you idiot. I had that fucking boat specifically made to do whatever the fuck I want on the river. I can go do a 360 on
You're
it.
dodging
I can
like
go,
Burger King
that's what I'm
bags
doing.
in the middle of the river.
No, I know. And I'm going 70 miles an hour. I got a rooster tail fucking 80 feet in the air. I'm jamming out the Pantera. Kate's fucking kicking her feet up. I do what the fuck I want. That's why I had that boat specifically made for the river. Idiot.
What do you mean for the river?
I got a custom made down in Doolittle, Missouri in 2006.
Doolittle?
Doolittle, Missouri. Doolittle. And it's a showrunner, and it's made of aluminum. And I had it V-cut, and I had a 383 stroked out fucking engine on that, jet engine, 383 stroked out jet engine, and I can go in 6 inches of water at 70 miles an hour. And it's aluminum. It's not it's fiberglass, so I could hit rocks, I could hit shit. That's why I had it made.
Because I feel like if I had a boat,
Fucking
you would be like one of those guys. Let me drive it. Like,
Yeah,
like
let
you
me
ever have
drive
like
it.
people who act like they
No.
know what they're doing,
Dude,
and then all of a
no,
sudden we
okay.
would just end up like tipping
Listen,
over. I mean,
If
everything's
I let
falling
you
out
drive
of
it,
the boat.
it'd be, God, would you stop? If you know, look, you don't go on the water unless you know somebody that fucking knows the water, dude. You don't fucking get on a boat with some fuck boy that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. You don't do that, especially with your family. You don't do that shit. So you figure out how to drive a boat, and you hang out with people that know what they're doing. They know how to put the bumpers in. They know how to dock. They know the lighting system. They know how to get around. That's what you do.
It was
You'll
a nice
learn.
boat. Nice boat. I
What
liked
was?
it.
Mine?
Yours.
Yeah, it was
It
unbelievable.
was custom made
I know.
from
scratch.
Doolittle.
From Doolittle. They went under.
But you were making me seasick, and I don't like the way you were driving it.
Well, sorry. I
Like,
won't invite you
you don't
on.
need to turn it like that. It's not built to do that.
It is built to do that, you idiot. That's what I just told you. It's got a V cut. It's deep into the water. I can
V-cut.
cut. I can make it 360. I'll show you a video of me. I could do 360s.
Really?
Like a jet ski. That's how that boat was made. I told you.
Ah.
I did my research on it. My brother actually came to me when I started making money, and he's like, "We need a fucking boat." I go, "Let's go. What do you want to do?" He goes, "We have a river right by our house. Let's get this fucking thing done. It's aluminum. It can go through a goddamn brick wall, and we can go 70 miles an hour and jam out the fucking Pantera." I go, "Let's go," and he made it for me.
All right, let me ask you this: how
God
often, when
damn.
you get out of your car and you go in somewhere and you forget to put your mask on?
Oh,
you forget
God
to have
almighty.
your mask.
Well, not anymore. I'm pretty good about it now. I got a badass mask. I look like fucking Bane off of Batman. Chicks love it. I do it, they give me free beer when I go into fucking gas stations because my mask looks so good.
Free beer.
And tobacco, which I don't want, but now I still chew. But it is what it is. No, I don't. I do it sometimes. I did it today when we walked in here.
I know.
Oh, God.
That's why I asked.
Oh, Jesus.
You're
I
on
know.
the elevator with
And the
people,
guys
too.
Knew,
That's
they knew who
the
I was.
worst thing.
They knew who I was, too.
Yeah, that's the worst
And
thing.
I said, and they went in there and they had masks on. I didn't have a mask on. And I go, "I'll stay." And they're like, "No, get in here." I'm like, "Okay." And I put my thing
You
in.
should have taken your shirt off and,
I
tightened it
did.
on your face.
And they go, "Take your shirt off and your pants, please." I'm like, "Okay, fine." No, but I put my shirt over my head, and they're like, "Would you stop?" And I'm like, "Okay, sorry, guys." And I kind of just put my head down, like, "I'm a fucking idiot," because I forgot my mask, and it's like 5 miles down the road because I had to park 5 miles down the road. Everything's okay, Andy. I didn't breathe on him. I didn't sneeze. We're good.
Did
I
you
don't
stay
have a
awake
fever.
for the games
Fuck
over the
no.
weekend?
Are you out of your foot?
Why are you so worked up about that?
Because I know the IndyCar races. I know this. I know that. But it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday, and I want to watch Vegas. Like, I want to watch Vegas. Like, they're the fucking best of the best. I can't wait till 9:30 at night, 9:45. I just can't. On a Sunday, Kate and I are cruising around looking at houses. We're drinking champagne. Did I say we're looking at houses?
How's your house hunting going? Is it going okay?
It's going pretty good. We want a mansion. We want to entertain people. Enough's enough.
I've been hearing about
I
this
want
for
a
several
fucking
weeks
mansion,
now.
baby.
I'm waiting for you to pull the trigger
I
on the
am.
house.
No, it's we're going to be in our own little sanctuary, man.
Sanctuary.
And they're going to let me in that subdivision that's very expensive. And I'm going to terrorize everybody. And they're going to suck it up. That's what's going to happen. I'm going to rollerblade with no shirt on, and the wives are going to go crazy.
What would you want people to know? Like, people who are going to be your neighbors, what should they know about you? Like, what can they expect from you?
Well, my voice is loud. I'll have a studio in the basement. People will be coming in and out of the house. Sometimes on the weekends, Kate and I will stay up till wee hours of the morning. Don't mind us. Don't creep in. Don't look at the hot tub in our room at 3:30 at night, although you probably should because they're going to put a show on for you. Don't do that. I might leave my garage door open. Again, did I say my voice was loud?
A little bit.
What else do I do that's bizarre? Oh, a lot of things. They'll figure it out.
You surprised Colorado? I mean, they're down 3 games to 1. I mean, by the time this ends, or by the time this airs, they could be out.
Yeah, they're just not. They're not good.
That's what happens when you lose your goalie,
your
man.
Goalie, EJ's gone.
Who would have thought that the goaltender? We all know how important goaltending is for every team. I don't care how good you are. If you don't have goaltending, I've always said this: no goaltender, no chance.
Okay, you don't have a goaltender. It's like not having a quarterback. It's like not having a pitcher.
I don't care how good your wide receiver is.
Who's your wide receiver?
How good your cleanup hitter is.
Doesn't matter.
And in this case, I don't care if you have Nathan McKinnon, Connor McDavid, and Sidney Crosby all on the same team. You can't stop the puck. You don't win.
It doesn't matter. Just like having your starting pitching, your fucking quarterback. It doesn't matter. Your goalie. That's where you start. Who's your goalie? Who are your defense? Then you move out from there. And your fucking goalie got hurt, man. It is what it is. You guys will probably win next year. Vegas and fucking Newark Islanders are going to win this year. Or they're going to go to the Stanley Cup final, in my opinion.
Who is?
I think the Island in Vegas.
Oh, yeah,
I think it's going to be the Islanders in Vegas.
Great series.
I think the Islanders are going to play Patty. I just think they're so goddamn structured that
So you think they'll beat Tampa Bay?
I think they're going to beat Tampa Bay because of their structure, because I think you could implement if injuries happen with that series. Mm-hmm. I just think fucking
You just wonder if it's going to run out because you can be structured, but you're going up against a team in Tampa Bay that's confident.
Here's you interrupted me.
Go ahead.
I just said I think an Islanders team, the way they're fucking structured, from Lou to Barry Trotz, they could put in a Ross Johnson. They could put in a Matt Martin. They could put in different guys, and they just do the same goddamn thing. Yeah. Nobody's a superstar. Every line. I remember being on the bench and knowing my specific lines when I was with Steven Gianta and Ryan Carter, or I was with Rasmussen and Jason Weimer when in 2005, 2006, and we looked at each other in the locker room and the bench, and we're like, let's fucking go or redo our thing. We're our own unit. The third line's their own unit. The second line's their own unit. The first line, everybody's different, and they all look at each other on the bench in the locker room, and they're like, let's go. And it's like their own little lines, man. You hang out with each other, and you do your fucking job, and you do it better than the other team. I just see the New York Islanders, even if they get banged up, they implement somebody else, and they just are on the same page. I love it. I love Lou. Yeah. And they got a couple heavies on that team, too.
They remind me of St. Louis last year in a way.
You're right. You're right.
Just in terms of how they play as a team. Like, you're not singling out one guy who you're saying, wow, this is the guy who's carrying this team. Yep. And a lot of times it's guys who, unless you really, truly pay attention to them, you're not even watching those guys. Like last year, you're not watching Barbashev and Sundqvist unless you're truly watching every game.
Were you watching J.G. Pajot last year?
Yeah, exactly.
No, he's fucking 14 goal, whatever.
Oh, man, but he's a good player. But they got from Barzal to Anders Lee.
They're not wild.
Josh Bailey, though, is like one of the most underrated players in the league. This guy is so good.
St. Louis boy Scotty Mayfield. Their D are so big.
Mayfield had a hell of a game last
night.
Their
D are fucking big. Their team's big. Mm-hmm. They got two heavies on that team.
And they've got a goaltender, man.
They have Varlamas and of course Grice. You got a 1-2 punch. They know what the fuck they're doing. And when Barry Trotz walks in that fucking locker room and says, "This is what the fuck we need," you do it, and everybody's on board. It is fun to watch. I love seeing teams like that. You're right. It's like the Blues. I don't think they're as skilled as the Blues.
They're not.
But they're not as skilled as Columbus. I think Columbus is one tier. Islanders are in a different tier. The Blues last year were in a different tier. Mm-hmm. But they're the same kind of structure. You're in your face. You hit. Tough defense. Yep. Strong goaltending.
But the two-headed monster. I always talk about the two-headed monster between Chief and Doug Armstrong.
Look at that over there in the Island, baby.
But it's similar. Barry Trotz.
Of course it is.
And Lou, both on the same page, no questions asked. Everything
boy.
The coach is asking you to do is signed off by the guy above him. So you have no choice but to conform. Brian Burke talks about that with us.
And Sheldon.
Oh yeah. But that's where kind of the resemblance kind of comes in. Now, St. Louis has some great players, but so does the New York Islanders, man. When they get an opportunity off the rush, whatever, opportunity to create offensively, they've got guys who can make plays too.
Everybody makes plays on that team. I don't give a shit where you're at. Yeah. Martin's making plays.
And their defense jump a little bit too.
They jump, they're big, they're physical,
yeah.
They're in your face.
Yeah.
I told you, they're tough, they're skilled, they're disciplined, they got great goaltending, and their D are big and they're fucking good.
It'll be interesting to see if this is Tampa Bay's year, though, because Tampa Bay... Right. At the end of the day, they've just got superstars everywhere.
They do.
And the window is closing after this year.
Oh, big time.
They've got some major cap issues. And their goaltender's unbelievable. They've got Hedman, who's playing
They're gonna be tough
incredible. And then we all know who the big guns are. And they're deep, man. I mean, they come at you in waves, too, offensively.
I like Dallas, too. I like Dallas's team. I don't want them winning. They won in 99.
I don't want them winning.
I don't want them winning. And they're in a situation.
Yeah.
I don't want them winning.
Oh, Jamie Benn, man, he's having a flashback.
I like Jamie Benn, though.
Playing like his old self.
Just like Chase really says, Jamie Benn's one of my favorite players. He is definitely one of my favorite.
But he took his foot off the gas there for
totally
a few years.
did. Now,
he's back on the horse.
No, he was over Petro and the guys in some of those fucking series, but he got kicked down a notch last year in that double overtime win, of course, when Patty did his thing. But yeah, man, I don't want to see a Dallas Tampa Bay. I don't want to see a Dallas New York Islanders. I want to see a Vegas Tampa, Vegas New York Islanders. I'm sorry, but Philadelphia, they do nothing for me.
No.
Nothing. Claude Giroux, where you at? Couturier, where you at? All y'all. 1 goal in 14 games. Go fuck yourself. You're done with me.
It looks like they've maxed out.
You're not even tough. You don't play a tough game. You're not sexy. I love your fan base. I love your city.
Yeah.
But you don't deserve it.
But they've maxed out.
You're maxed out. You're not even fun to watch. At least fucking Tampa's got a couple of heavies cruising around.
But Tampa Bay Islanders and Dallas and Vegas, man, sign me up. I'll watch those.
I
would rather see Colorado Vegas with their goaltender, but it might not happen.
I want to see Ryan Reeves, Ross Johnson, and fucking Matty Martin. Ryan Reeves is doing whatever the fuck he wants, and I love him, but I hate it because it just drives me crazy. Because
because he can.
He just can. He can. You're right. And he's doing an excellent job of it.
He knows it.
But I want him to face.
Who's got to answer to it?
Nobody.
Roussel?
Nobody. He don't even get me started on him because I don't want to be a dick. I don't want to be a dick. I want him to face Johnson. I want him to face fucking Matt Martin. I want the skill sets to go toe to toe with each other. I want some fucking blood. I want 2 heavies going at it. Let's go. That's what the fuck I want.
All right. Well, we'll see if you get it. Listen, man, on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast, Sheldon Souray, a guy who, I mean, for a stretch there, man, was as dangerous as any defenseman in the league from the blue line with his ability to shoot, which we don't even talk about with him.
No, we talk about how fucking
we don't even get into the
is.
fact that he can shoot it.
I don't give a fuck about his playing.
And just pound
He's
it.
the sexiest human being ever to walk the earth, and he's the coolest cat too. And I want to hang out with him, but I don't think I should because he's sober and I'm not yet. And I think that I'd be like the Satan on his shoulder, so I can't hang out with him just yet.
No, we're going to keep you away from him.
I know, but I want to hang out with him,
But I think he was good therapy, though, for you, man. You guys have a lot of similar backstories, been through some similarities in terms of
nasty
of
stuff,
what you've gone through personally. But besides that, man, this guy has a great story.
He does.
He's been married to a Baywatch supermodel. No. You don't have any similar. Well, your girl's hot too. I will say
Thank
that.
You.
She is your wife.
Rams cheerleader. No big deal.
But and then he was married to like a WWE superstar, like Kelly.
Fuck that.
I don't think he liked her though.
I don't. Well, why even fuck with a fucking? Why do you want to date a chick that's hanging out with a bunch of fucking boners and she's cruising around doing shit and she's fucking traveling more than you? I'm like, fuck that. I'll make the money. I want a homegrown girl. That hangs out with me.
But you listen to Sheldon Souray, and you can tell he's at peace, man. He's in a great spot. He's got a great girl. He's happy.
Yeah.
They support one another. He still looks like the Prince of Spain.
That's what I said to him. I go, you're from where? Elk Point? What?
No, it's always like a river. It's always a river.
Red River, Ontario. No, you're from. You're the Prince of Spain back in the 1600s. Shut up. I'll tell you what you are.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask him about his ancestors. I wanted to ask him with Craig Berube too. Like anytime you're like fucking native, like it's so interesting to me. I want to know, like, do you go to ancestry.com, which might not work when it comes to that kind of stuff. I want to know what your fucking.
Is that a sponsor? Is that a live read?
I don't know, but I want to know
ancestry.com.
I want to know what your fucking great fucking grandpa
what they were all about.
What was he doing? Bagging guys up, doing this, saving lives.
Dude, he's got that big Indian headdress tattoo on his arm.
He's
too,
a shit
man.
kicking. Dude, he's a cool cat, man.
But I'll never forget, man, being on the plane. I think we were headed to our honeymoon. And my wife had she picked up some magazines at the airport.
And he's there.
And all of a sudden, I'm like, what? Sheldon Souray, there's a hockey player in these tabloid magazines.
Kate's not
hanging out on red carpets.
Kate's like, who do you got on? I go, here, take a look at Brian Burke. She's like, who's the other guy? I go, don't worry about it.
I know.
I go, don't worry about it. Be staring at him all day.
I hate when my wife asks me that, though, like, because she doesn't know who anybody is anyway. So it's like,
I always tell my girl.
I know, but she wanted to know who's on. I'm like, who are you interviewing today?
Just fucking talk to her.
I do, but then she has that. But then then I have to go on and on and on, like she does. And at the end of the day, she doesn't care. Your wife is a little more of a hockey fan.
No, she's not. She's
not.
No, she's a my fan. She keeps tabs of everything I do, what I say, what she worries about me.
She keeps tabs on you.
Well, no. She doesn't fucking torture me, dude. I do whatever the fuck I want, to a certain extent. But she worries about what I say. She wants to keep me in line. We have a lot of things going on. I need to do the right thing and be the right way.
My wife does that, man.
She gets core of my fucking addiction.
She coaches me up, dude. Before I go on and do certain shows, with a lot of the stuff that's going on.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
why I tell Kate everything.
What you're saying. I know what to say. More importantly, I know what not to say.
Yeah, well, I have trouble with that at times, and Kate has to put me in my place.
Yeah.
And that's
you need that.
And no, I do a certain balance, and sometimes. But
she's gonna say who you have on. I'll be like, oh, Brian Burke. Oh, who's that? 5 seconds into telling her about Brian Burke, she's
sleeping.
like, she's not even like, listen. Okay, I don't care anymore.
Then she did.
All right, I'm gonna go do yoga. I'm gonna go do another class on the Peloton. With my girl Jess, by the way, who put me through a workout yesterday.
You're fucking broad.
My God.
Your broad doesn't know who you are.
Jess
doesn't.
She says hello to me. She says hello to me during the workouts.
You're so dumb. That Jess wants to bang your broad, not you. Shut the fuck up and let that happen.
I hit like 150 workouts. And she's giving me a shout out,
dude.
What up, Andy? 150 workouts.
She's cock teasing you. She's that hot broad in high school that didn't even fucking look at you, but you waved to her when you walk into class,
true.
and she's like, "Oh hi, nerd boy." That's what your chick's doing right now. She wants to bang your wife. Jesus Christ, let that happen. Just let that happen.
Let it happen.
Jesus.
When you played against Souray, though, man. When you played against Souray.
Yeah. What'd you call him?
Souray. Souray.
Hammer. They called him Hammer.
Hammer.
And he's like, oh, it's because of my slap shot. No, it's not, homie. My nickname's fucking Thumbtack for a reason. And it wasn't because of my fucking slap shot.
It's not because of the slap shot?
It's not. No. You got a fucking hammer. God, is he perfect? He's got a big hog, too? Fuck. Maybe I don't like him. He's too perfect.
You want to hang out in
Gaza
Ranch or what?
Usually guys that are that beautiful have a small penis. Apparently he doesn't.
That could be a vacation spot for me. We may have to go there and do some live shows.
We're not allowed up there. They kicked fucking Jackman out. They're going to let us up there?
They didn't kick him out. He left.
I'm a fucking druggie.
He left.
Oh, he did?
Well, he keep you away from
they're keeping me away
from boys out there.
Oh, I know. Good Lord. They want to hang out with me, but it's like you can't hang out with
Are you a big golfer? Like, do you love golfing? Or, I know you don't golf very often.
Well, I'm going to be moving to a golf course, but I don't know. I don't like hanging out with guys
Could you live in that type of environment? That guys just want to golf every single day?
I'll golf with people all day.
Could you every day?
I could do that. I could sit on the court. I won't even golf. I'll just sit there and chill and have a Bloody Mary and make phone calls and hang out and entertain people. I love it.
Well, I do that.
No, but that's my golf then. I don't need to fucking...
I don't even keep score.
That's why I don't like hanging out with people that when I'm like playing music, like a little bit, not hardcore music, but playing music, and they're looking back at me like, Cam, like, what, motherfucker? You're shaving strokes, dude. No, we're hanging out. Shut the fuck up. Jesus. Anyway, don't be too serious because I'm not that serious when you come on the ice.
Don't be chirping the golf guy. They don't like that, man. Don't be chirping the golf guy.
I'm not chirping them, dude.
Because they take it very serious.
No, I know.
They're on the tour. For like 3 hours they're on
don't
PGA
invite
tour.
me. Don't invite me if you're going to take it that serious. Seriously. Don't do it because I'm going to be like, fuck your stupid
What's your
ass.
handicap?
I am handicapped. That's my handicap. Good God. Read their live reads, Lord.
Okay. All right. The Cam and Strick Podcast coming up with Sheldon Souray is brought to you by CarShield. Give them a call today and make sure you're protected. You got to have that protection. They do that for you. 800-857-2481. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM and you'll save 10%.
That's what you do. CAM. CAM. Simple. 10%. Figure it out. Not Andy. It's CAM. CAM.
And a memo to all the people, including like some people in my neighborhood, like, you can't fix the car yourself. That's why you're out there all day long.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, noon, and night. And you've been out there every single day working on the same car. There's a reason why.
Why is my neighbor
You don't even know what you're doing.
Why is my neighbor working on his truck all day, every day? It's like a 95 Ram. What are you doing with it? What do you do? Have you driven it? No. You just work on it. Go to CarShield. Take that fucking thing up there for It doesn't take any time at all.
You can have anybody you want work on it. It sure as hell
Certainly,
won't be
you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
You have no idea what you're doing.
It's been in your garage for 7 years. It looks the same.
I'm moving in like a month.
Good Lord.
And I cannot wait because these neighbors who work on their cars every day, I can't stand looking at it.
I can't. Work on your boat and I'll hang out with you. Fuck me.
800-857-2481.
Dodge Ram.
Get that protection in case your computer or your engine goes out. Don't be a shitty-ass neighbor trying to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Gadget Lab and GadgetBuyback.com. We love these people, man. GadgetLabMobile.com. Write down this number, 877-772-8880. Cam, if you see somebody with a crack phone. I don't even care if it's
You're
your
a fucking
mechanic who
hoosier.
wants to work on your
You're a
boat.
fucking
Would you let him
hoosier.
work on your boat?
No, fuck no. Fuck no. You got a crack phone? You're a fucking loser. What are you doing? How can I take you serious? Oh, hi. Oh, hi, here's my number. Oh, you have a crack phone? No, you're not getting laid that night. No girls are going to talk to you. You look like a jackass. If you own a company and you have a cracked phone, I'm like, I'm not dealing with your stupid ass. My phone's not cracked. I drop it every 2 seconds. Doesn't happen that way. You're irresponsible if you have a cracked phone. Fix it.
It's true. That's true. Write down this number again. 877-772-8880. If you're local, you're in the St. Louis area, take it to their store in Oakville. They'll fix it while you wait. You have no excuse.
And if you're a company and shit's slowing down and everybody's complaining and
You're not meeting budgets.
you're not meeting budget, look at your stupid ass iPads you got going on from 1930.
Windows 98.
Windows 98, like fucking.
Yeah, no wonder. Wake up.
When you first started up, remember that back in the day?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
No, stop it. Holy fuck.
And you wonder why little Susie in the cubicle is working until 9 o'clock at night.
Susie's
can't
like,
go
what
home
the
to her
fuck?
family and she's cursing you under her breath.
Oh, her
first
dog's
off.
dead. Her dog's dead because she hasn't eaten.
And it hasn't been out all day.
So you're torturing animals, okay? When you're a fucking scumbag and your shit's fucking old. Stop doing that. Go to Gadget Lab.
Go to Gadget Lab.
Jeez Louise.
GadgetBuyback.com. All right, Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah.
Listen, man.
Mango.
4 flavors: strawberry, black cherry, lemon lime, and
mango.
How many mangoes did you have over the weekend?
Fuck. Oh, God, I had a lot of
Somebody had a
mangoes.
great response, by the way. I put up that, for those who don't know, last time we left our office here, we're walking. Somebody put a note on Cam's car because of the way he
Fucking
parked.
idiot.
Because the way he parked. I mean, he's parked over
I'm
the
a
line.
princess.
And they listen. They had a few choice words for you. Somebody put on Instagram. I put a picture of it. They said maybe looks like Cam had too many mangoes.
I didn't use. No, I didn't. No, I don't do that. I'm responsible when I drink. But Kate usually drives me. But at that particular situation, I guess I was in a hurry because I have my radio show every single day, unlike you, and I have to crush here.
Been there, done that.
I know. I crush here. You've done it all. I come here as fast as I can. I got to park kind of fucked up. I fucked up. People chirped me. They knew it was my truck. They fucking put a note down. I fucked up, and I apologize. I usually am a pretty good person. My truck's kind of big, and I fucked up. My B. I won't do it again.
All right.
Mango.
Less than a gram of sugar, 100 calories, 5% alcohol. And some new product on the way.
I want that new product,
and
baby.
we'll be telling you about that very, very soon. Bud Light Seltzer. Check it out online at Bud Light on social media. BudLight.com.
Text or tweet at us.
I want to see pictures of
Yes.
you drinking on the
Let's
porch,
go.
having some Bud Light Seltzer.
I want to see your setup.
I do too.
You got a boat. You got a front porch that's cozy.
Barbecue, whatever.
You got a barbecue. I don't give a fuck. You got an apartment downtown.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. Post it. I want to see you drinking it. Tag me, tag Andy, tag Bud Light. We love you.
We may be handing out some swag or something that we can pass along to you.
Well, you got to give me the swag first. I'll decide if
We
it
got
doesn't
some
fit
people
me.
sending us some goods. We'll be talking
got a
about
lot of
that
shit
soon.
coming up.
Yeah, Bud Light Seltzer. Check it out. Again, 4 flavors: strawberry, black cherry, lemon lime, and
Mango.
Mango, baby. Hockeytraining.com. Now, I told you I was working on the Kucherov. I'm also working on the Svechnikov.
Fuck off with all that. Stop
No,
it.
I'm working on some other stuff too.
Dude.
The no-look pass from Josh Bailey.
You stop.
And my no-look pass, I might work on that too.
All y'all parents listening, don't even look. That's the end of the road. You need to work on getting the motherfucking puck out of the zone first. You need to work on your first 3 steps, stopping and starting, getting shit out of fucking jams in the corner. That shit, protecting pucks in the corner. That shit. Not fucking Kucherov bullshit. You're not even there yet. Not even close, Andy. Don't try that shit. Although it is there, and they'll teach you that. But you need to start from scratch, homeboy, or you're not getting invited out anymore.
Well, I'm a perfect example of what happens when you start going to hockeytraining.com, dude. You get improvement.
I'll tell you what.
Quickly.
I beat Andy a lot. We do radio together. We do a lot of shit all the time. The TV work, I chirp him a lot. I hesitant to bring Andy out at times because I thought he wasn't be able to keep up. He does. He takes a puck off the fucking finger, it cracks 50 times over. He plays the rest of the game. Pretty fucking tough. Pretty tough. But he was a little sluggish the last couple of times out in the alumni skate. Now you're doing the hockey training, and I swear to God, I fucking bash you, and I don't like pumping your tires up that much. Your hands are looking a little better in front of that.
Wait till tomorrow.
Your head's up a little more. Your skating though you're not controlling the play because you're not fast enough. It's like I said last time.
I used to be.
Listen to me. This is a test for you. I want to put the puck behind. After they score a goal, I'm going to put the puck behind the net. I want you to pick it up, skate up the ice with it, look, dipsy doodle, do what you got to do.
Beat the first guy.
Beat the first guy, get your speed going, kick it wide, go to the net. That's when I know you're okay. But the speed needs to be there, the first 3 steps. And all you parents, man, you don't need to go to a gym. Put it on the fucking iPad, go to your goddamn basement, go to your garage, and have your kids set up right there, and they can work on different things in your goddamn garage.
All I was listening, we were on we had the puck, somebody had it on the rush, and you're yelling, "Go, Andy! Go, Andy! Go!" Waiting for me to drive.
Drive the fucking net, idiot. You're
and I did, and I opened up space for you.
You did, and then I ripped it bar down.
No, I don't know.
You're
if
not
did
there
that or
yet.
Not.
You're not there yet. It's okay. You will be.
Dude, I'll be there soon because I've got hockeytraining.com.
I know you will.
Listen, kids out there, you need this, especially now where for whatever reason practice gets shut down.
Yeah, you can only do so much at the
exactly.
rinks. Yep. And gyms.
Do it at home. Girls too.
Yeah, dude.
Girls too.
Girls hockey's blowing up in St. Louis.
It is.
Blowing up.
Yeah,
I see them.
They just added
they did.
a women's division, man. So girls hockey only getting bigger and bigger.
Huge.
So check out hockeytraining.com. Their videos are amazing. Kevin does a great job with the videos.
Yeah. What is their tag on Instagram and all that? How do you look them up? Hockeytraining.com, right?
Hockeytraining.com.
Yeah, just look it up.
But their videos are amazing. They just spell it out for you. It's detailed and it's easy to watch.
Yeah.
And they explain it to you. Now, we're not sure if these guys who are demonstrating the Svechnikov, if they can actually play or not.
Fuck off with that, Andy. God damn it. Stop it. I don't even want these kids even doing that yet. You need to get the goddamn puck out of the zone first.
You said wrist curls.
Right to fucking Svechnikov. Get out of here.
Also,
get the fucking puck out.
Men's leaguers, do you want to dominate? Yes or no?
No, how about you? How about men's leaguers? No. How about you want to feel comfortable walking into a locker room? Don't you want to feel comfortable? Like, you might be the worst player out there. I know the feeling. But you walk in the locker room like, you know what? I'm going to get that goddamn puck out of the zone. I'm going to do the right things. I'm going to make that breakout pass so these guys don't see me walk in the fucking locker room, although I'm a good guy, and they're like, oh, fuck. Put a gray on, meaning I'm blue. You're gray. You put gray on. You don't want that. Work on this shit, man. You're not too old to do it, and you'll just be better, and the guys will like it better. I mean, they don't even want to have a beer with you afterwards because you suck so fucking bad.
They've got this program, by the way, how to become a blazing fast skater in just 4 weeks.
That's all you need is
speed. 4 weeks.
Speed, man. If you can move around and get back, and like, people will always want you on your team in men's league skates if you can move around.
What does speed do? You win races to lose pucks?
I mean, speed's everything.
What else? Gives you more room on the ice?
Yeah.
You don't even know this shit. Speed gives you an advantage every time you step on the ice, okay?
10 years I played because of it, but whatever. I mean, whatever that means, I guess. Fucking Eureka boy, 10 years in the show. Was it because I was slow? Was it because I was slow and I couldn't catch guys?
It was your hands.
My hands suck, but they're good now.
They're okay.
They're okay.
They're okay. You need more hockeytraining.com.
Oh, did you fuck
no,
up? You worry about yourself.
No, you
worry about yourself.
You should be doing more of that.
I know, you're probably right.
All right, so check that out, hockeytraining.com. Men's leaguers, boys, girls, all ages.
Doesn't matter.
Check it out. Get on it. Make yourself a better player in just a couple of weeks. All right, how about Bellman.com?
I need a fucking vehicle.
So do I.
I need...
No, my wife does. Her lease is up.
Kate needs one. I want to get her, again, a Jeep SRT. Kate will look sexy as fuck in that. Black that bad boy out. Make it loud for her so she looks even more badass. Although she doesn't want that, but I want it for her because I think girls look shit kicking. I'd have Kate drive my Corvette around all the time.
I love girls in Jeeps.
I love girls in badass cars.
Yesterday, I saw like a Corvette that was like
the
1930s.
I used to have Kate drive my Corvette around because when you pull up to a club and you got a fucking dime piece driving a badass Corvette listening to heavy metal, like, you look like a shit kicker. That's too old. So I have Kate drive my Corvette around. I want her to get a shit-kicking car
Corvette.
again.
He said he had a black Corvette. I found it.
No, that thing's probably worth like fucking $400,000.
Oh my god,
dude.
look at that, dude.
That thing's kind of cool.
How sweet is that?
I don't like old cars.
We'll put some pictures on it. But yeah, Bellman.com. Hey, check it out in Troy, Missouri, man. Pre-owned cars. You don't need a new car.
No.
Sometimes you need a pre-owned car. And they've got lots of inventory right now. Lots of pre-owned inventory. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram on one side of the street. Cadillac, Buick, GMC.
Buick.
On the other side. You love the Buick.
Buick's not nerdy anymore.
Are you going to get a Buick Enclave?
Probably not. No, probably not. I might get a fucking fat-ass dually for my new boat I want to get.
A dually? I don't even know what that means.
It's just double tires on the back. Hey, come on, Andy. Where are you from?
Is that what you like clip your boat on the back of the car?
No, that's a hitch, fuckhead. Holy fuck. Where are you from? You don't know what a dually is? A dually truck is they got 2 tires in the back.
I always wonder why those trucks have 2 tires.
Because they're fucking hauling shit.
It's 4 tires in the back.
Yeah, 2 on each side. Good Lord.
You don't need one of those, dude.
Yeah, I do, man. I want to get a shit-kicking boat, baby. That's what I want. They got it all. You can do whatever you want. I could get a fucking pink Jeep if I want to and still look shit-kicking.
With 2 doors and small wheels.
And a tiny wheel. I want the tiny wheels.
They're holding that for you.
Yeah, I know.
So check that out. All right, Sheldon Souray, man, on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. Again, brought to you by all our sponsors. Support our sponsors. Car Shield, Gadget Lab,
it keeps
Bud
the
Light,
train going,
Seltzer,
baby.
HockeyTraining.com, and, of course, Bellman.com. So check it all out. We've got some new exciting sponsors and people that we're adding onto the podcast as well. Some big-time sponsors.
And look, guys, anytime if you're doing hockey training, you're buying a car from Bellman, you're going to Gadget Lab, take a picture, tweet at us, Cam Jansen 25, Andy Strick Daddy.
At Strick Nasty
Strick
on
Nasty,
Instagram.
At
Andy Strickland.
You stole it from
I didn't.
fucking Biz.
I've had it since like 2000. People have been calling me that since before I even heard of Biz.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Post shit on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and tag us, tag Bud Light, tag Gadget Lab. Do that, guys. We'll fucking come back to you. We'll fucking have a good...
Sheldon Souray.
Make fun of me. Fucking chirp my mango. I don't give a fuck. Chirp me. I want on there. I want to see you guys. We'll be sweet to you back because that's what I'm a happy Twitter guy. Yeah. I'm a happy Twitter guy.
All right,
baby.
This is episode number 70. Check this out. A must listen from Sheldon Souray.
What are you doing?
I'm sitting on the deck, just looking at the lake, waiting for your call anxiously.
Nice.
We're in Idaho. You're in Idaho, aren't you?
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
yeah.
Stuck around a bunch of ex-St. Louis Blue dudes.
We're not
not really.
They're
thinning out now.
They are. Some of those guys have moved out.
Jack's got booted out, I heard.
Some say it's getting a little too political, a little too Hollywood over there, Sheldon. What's your answer for that?
Well, if you can't stand the heat, get over the kitchen, fellas, you know.
I love it.
How nice is that? Why there though? Was it because of the guys, or I saw the virtual tour on YouTube of you cruising around. You're showing that the beauty of everything, but there's golf courses. Explain the scenery there, dude.
Well, man, I don't know where you guys are from, but it's about as close to Canada without being in Canada. Wow. It's like forest, green trees, fresh air, nice people. The lake is I think a top 5 lake in the world, I think is what it was rated a couple of years ago. And it's still affordable and I don't know, friendly faces, no traffic. It's kind of got everything, but not for me being from Alberta. I don't have to go to Alberta, which is probably the biggest plus.
So you mentioned all the former St. Louis Blues. Who's out there? Dougie Waite was out there.
Chaser can't afford it out there, can he?
Hully, whatever. Chaser.
Did
he? I heard he bought a lot. I don't know if he has a house on it, but I heard he bought a lot.
Where's his trailer at?
He bought lunch here one day, so I think he thinks he's a member. No, he's Chaser's awesome. I think it started with Gretz. That's how I kind of got up here. I was in Malibu. And Gretz kept talking about this place in Idaho. I think I was playing in Edmonton at the time, and I was like, I don't know, man. Idaho seems like it's a little too close to Alberta. So I didn't know how nice it was. But Gretz, Holly was up here, Jax, Waiter, Chaser, who else? I think there's one guy I'm forgetting.
Who else signed that $40 million contract?
Steiner might have been there for a minute. Scotty Upshaw came for a weekend.
Yeah, he came.
He
tweeted about it.
He Instagram lived about it.
Yeah. No, he's not invited back. No.
Well, dude, you're from Elk Point, Alberta. You don't even look like you're from Alberta, by the way. You look like you're like a prince of Spain or something. What was that like growing up? And how many people were there? Tiny town, right?
All the plastic surgery's paying off, I guess. Hey, Holly, speaking of Hollywood. No, I'm from a little Métis settlement. So a little Indian reservation, basically up in northern Alberta. I think the population, probably when I was young, was somewhere, it wouldn't have been more than 300, probably closer to 200. And it's probably up to 400 now. People are getting busy up there. But yeah, man, it's still home. We still live on a lake and stuff up there. But the reason I don't go home, I give a lot of shit to Edmonton, but I shouldn't, or Alberta. But I actually like it up there. The problem with going up there, especially since I've been in the States for so long, and specifically California since I think 1999 or 2000, is when I go to Canada, there's like a window of 6 or 7 days that you're going to get nice weather. And that's the God's honest truth. It's like, I've been there beginning of August and it snowed. August 7th.
Oh, God.
It snowed one time. And so, coming from taking my kids and stuff up there, the lake's freezing cold. I kind of find excuses not to go. I should go back more, but Vegas, where we live now, or Idaho, so much easier than going back home now.
So you like living in Vegas too? It's kind of like a like a hidden gem. People think of the Strip and whatever, but now since the NHL's gotten in there, and the more people you talk to who have played there, man, they're like, you don't even know Vegas, man. They love it there.
Yeah, dude, Vegas is so good. I lived there, so when I retired, I still had a couple years on my contract, and so I moved to Vegas to save on the taxes. And I was like, wow, Vegas is actually pretty cool. We lived out in a suburb. We lived on a private golf course. The only time I really ever went into the Strip was if people kind of came in, and they wanted to do whatever, nightclub or restaurant or show or whatever. But really, since the Knights came in the last 3 or 4 years, one of the places that's about 15 minutes out of Vegas, which is called Summerlin, is like such a high-end community, and the Knights are there, and now the football team's there, and it's new, it's cool, there's a good vibe. A lot of people are coming from California and Arizona. It's a fairly cheap place to live, so there's a lot going for it. It wasn't really like that 7 years ago. But it is like that now. I mean, especially with the Knights. I mean, I don't even talk hockey that much, but the Knights and getting to know the guys and being there and playing golf is that city.
Yeah, you don't even get recognized there either, which is kind of nice. I mean, you stick out like a sore thumb anyway, don't get me wrong. But when you go there, no one really knows you.
Cam might get recognized.
I do get recognized. I went there one time. I went there and I get recognized everywhere I go, especially during the the Pornhub VMAs.
I was going to say Cam and Penn and Teller are the only guys who can't walk around Vegas, and maybe Carrot Top.
No shit. Are you a gambler?
Everyone else, you can go pretty good.
Are you a gambler? Are you what hobbies you got? Do you like to ski? You like the water, boats? What do you got going?
Yep, summertime. I love the summer. Still, Canadian kid at heart, so I love being on the water. We got a boat up here. I love golfing. I've taken up golfing in the last few years. I don't know, man. That's kind of it. That's kind of occupies my time. I love spending time with the kids. Travel. Just kind of the stuff that you thought that you would like when you retired. Is kind of what I like to do. I've really got a bug for golf. I live in a couple communities where that's another thing, I guess, about Idaho, right? We got such great guys up here. We got a lot of hockey guys. We got a lot of baseball guys. We got a lot of people from like all walks of life, but all really good guys. If you're going to move to northern Idaho, you got to kind of have something in common, and that seems to be just an easygoing lifestyle, and there's no
and money.
This is how much money I make.
Hey, did you sell your house, by the way? I was looking maybe to make an offer. I saw that it was for sale right now, so I don't know.
The podcast booming.
No, I sold that last year. I sold it in December. We're building a new one. We got to downgrade. I mean, not getting any paychecks. We got to no. I've been here for a long time, and it's getting popular. And someone wanted our house, and I guess the saying, right? You don't get attached to property and everything's for sale.
No, I'm with you there, man.
Yeah,
I mean, 100%. But that house was sick. I will say that.
Where was that at? Which one?
In Gozzard Ranch, man. It was like an A-frame, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was an A-frame, but we got a motorhome now. We just bought a lot in a motorhome right next to Chaser, so we're all right. We'll be all right.
You don't even have a motorhome though. Let's be honest here. Well, so what do you do for money now? I know you did extremely well for yourself, but like, what you doing anything? You doing radio hits? Like, what do you
think? He's a fucking clown at the?
Well,
like,
I don't fucking. Are you going to a bar mitzvah? You dressing like a clown?
He's chilling with his feet up. That's what he's doing.
Can I ask him a question? Good fucking God.
That's funny. You know what, man? Since when I moved up here, so Gosser, where we are in Idaho, is it's owned by this place called Discovery Land Company. Anyways, Discovery has a bunch of properties kind of around the world, and so I've kind of become an ambassador for them a little bit. I know Chaser's on a sales team at a couple of the different properties. And so I've kind of gotten into that. And, look, man, you guys have heard it a million times from guys who retire. You just don't know what you're going to do. You've kind of done one thing your whole life.
Yep.
You haven't really had a ton of interests other than whatever your summer looks like, whether it's at the lake or whatever. That's kind of your interest. You're not during a season getting an MBA online. So you don't really have a lot of things to think about. You don't really fast forward to the future. Anyways, that being said, I'm kind of lucky that I ended up around these people, and I kind of fell into doing this thing, just kind of being an ambassador, playing golf, sharing my experience with other people who come up and are interested. And I kind of like that, kind of without being salesy. I just kind of get to meet new people, hang out, play golf. When I was drink, and it's just kind of fun and easy, and make a little money for it. So I'm grateful that I fell into something, and I have fallen into something that I don't hate.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview. All right, Sheldon.
Sign me up.
Is Chaser your boss? Like you work for
God.
Chaser?
Oh, please no. Hammer.
Holly's a sales guy too.
Well, Holly's kind of an ambassador. He is a little bit, but Holly's an ambassador at the Nashville property, and I kind of in Vegas and up here. But Holly would make anyone feel like he doesn't care who it is. He'll tell you what he thinks. He's just, man, people love him though, right? What's not to love about Holly?
He's a blast.
The only guy who could probably take the attention away from the Blues winning the cup. He's probably the only guy that could do that.
He did.
I know.
Chaser all about him. They had so many videos of him. They thought they had videos of Holly walking around in Market Street at 4 o'clock. I'm like, there's no.
I know.
He would not be allowed to walk down.
It was like
Street.
Sasquatch, like walking down the street at 4 o'clock in the morning, and people are putting videos up. I think that's Holly.
That's Holly.
I'm like, no, that's not. That's not Holly.
No, he's in bed right now. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Holly doesn't stay up till 4 a.m. He gets up at 5 a.m. to golf. He likes to start early and get to bed early. He's got his own program, but God bless him, man. We love us some Brett Hall.
I love it. So where you mentioned where you grew up though, but like you're part of the First Nation community, right? So did you grow up like on a reservation? Was it like that for you? Like how cultural is your family?
Yeah, basically. So my mom is she's from basically the reserve. So it's a Métis settlement. Alberta has 7 settlements that aren't reserves, but they're native people, right? And so my mom's side of the family is all native. My dad's side is native from Toronto. We grew up on the settlement till I was about 5. And then we moved to a big city of about 10,000 people so we could get into a better school. I could start playing sports, had a lot of energy as a kid, even that young. And so we kind of bounced around a little bit, growing up. Always went home to Fishing Lake. That was always home. Summers there and all that kind of thing. That's where my, my aunts, uncles, grandma, grandpa, everyone kind of was. No one ever really moved out of there. We were my mom's the oldest of 7. And so we kind of just moved around. And, the one thing that was constant though was I just played hockey, wherever we went, whether we moved to Edmonton for a little while. Then we moved back to a smaller community closer to home. And so that was kind of my childhood growing up, which is, it's not really like anyone. It's not really unlike other people I've played with or talked to. I mean, you bounce around, Cam, you bounce around at a certain age to go play hockey in other places anyway. So it was all kind of normal, but for sure Fishing Lake is still home. My mom's still there. My grandma and grandpa have since passed. My dad passed a few years ago, but my sister's there. She's a teacher out there. My nephews, aunts, uncles. So like I said, I go back. I would go back more if it was just more friendly weather. You know, I've gone. I swear to God, I went a few years ago when I was playing in Edmonton. Before I played in Edmonton, so early 2000s, maybe mid 2000s somewhere, and I went back and we drove down to the lake one day, and I thought it was just kind of raining or cloudy or something out. And my mom turns off the car, and there's this buzzing, right? And I go, Mom, did you guys put like electricity down here at the lake? And she goes, no. And she opened up the car door, and I swear to God, about 1 million mosquitoes come in the car. It was a black cloud all around the lake of these mosquitoes.
Oh my God.
Oh.
And I just came from California, right, on the beach in Malibu, and I'm like,
no bugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave tomorrow. I think you guys can come see me.
It's like when the cicadas came. Remember the cicadas where you'd shake a tree and they'd all come everywhere? They only come like every 20 years.
Yeah, but I hate mosquitoes, man.
Oh, they're the worst.
I can't deal with that.
Zika virus. The
Zika virus, West Nile. And my mom 2 years ago, she sent me a thing. So there's this phenomenon up there every like 7 years or so. It's caterpillars, right? So she sends me this picture, and it's the middle of summer or beginning of summer, and on her deck it looks like there's like ashes from a fire. You know, that's about a foot high. I go, what's that? And she goes, I sprayed the side of my house because the caterpillars are so bad, and they collected on the bottom. And she goes, by the time I went back around the house, the caterpillars were already back on the house. No. Like fuzzy caterpillars. I go, Mom, that's the grossest thing ever. Maybe it's time to think about moving. I won't tell you what to do, but I ain't coming home.
Nah, I don't like insects. Even cute caterpillars, I don't give a shit.
No,
I don't want anything to do with them. You can have that shit.
Keep it.
Hey, listen, everybody knows you for your shot, or actually the fact that you like date supermodels all the time or whatever. Listen,
God.
Listen, you're like one of the only hockey players that, like, my wife, used to like read all like the Us magazines and stuff. And,
Kate's not allowed to look at a picture of you.
Oh, there's a hockey player in like all these tabloids. Like what? Hanging out on red carpets and stuff. Like you still get into that a lot, or is that kind of your past life? Like, do you miss that? Like, where are you at right now with the celebrity life?
No, man. Look, one thing that I really enjoyed, I loved being a hockey player, right? And as you guys know, people in any walk of life, whether it's, a Texas oil man with $100 million or, this celebrity. And you see, like with Chris Chelios, he's friends with like everybody. I
know.
Right?
Eddie Vedder.
Everybody loves that guy.
Yeah. All the rock stars.
And everybody. I mean, Eddie Vedder, one of the biggest rock stars ever, loves Chris Chelios. And, one thing I always took my job seriously. So, being a hockey player was first and foremost, but I liked having a life. I mean, I'm a kid from, a small town, and I liked meeting people, liked having fun. And you're also young and stupid. You just do shit, you just have fun and live life. But I always did take my career seriously. It's like, even, I'm in recovery, and I'm sure, you guys know that, and we'll talk about it. But I also, when I was playing, I took my career serious enough to not ever get, in trouble. So my career was always first. With that, of course, you meet cool people. I was playing in a cool city, Montreal especially, where, they put you up a little bit on a pedestal, and it was fun. You have to perform, but there's some other things that go along with it that you can enjoy.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking, hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango. With only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview.
What was it like? You go to Jersey. Of course, I went through that experience, too, with Lou and everybody. And he said, you're reading about it, and you came in out of shape. I can't even picture you out of shape, by the way. Like, you probably have like 2% body fat. I don't even want to know what you look like out of shape, because it's going to make me feel embarrassed about myself. But tell us about that experience, your first time with Lou, going in, you're a little overweight, and you need to put your ass in your place a little bit, right?
Dude, it's crazy, because when I was drafted, I broke my leg my draft year, and so I was rated. I was rated in the draft, whatever, fairly high, and I break my leg in January. I can't play the rest of the year. So in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm never going to get drafted. They only see me play X amount of games. I broke in a fight with my buddy Brett Myers, and that was it. So
lefty.
I go, I'm never going to get drafted. So I never touched a weight in my life. God's honest truth. I was just like, whatever. And so I get drafted, and I thought that like that was, you know, that I made the team. That just meant I was on the team. Well, I got drafted. I'm on the team. Obviously, they really want me. And they just lost to the Rangers in the semifinals when Messi guaranteed they'd win.
Mateau.
And yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, they need me, right? They need me to win the cup. So anyways, I didn't really train, but a lot of guys didn't train that year because the next year was the lockout for them in '94. And so a lot of guys came. I remember Stéphane Richer came into camp, and they did the treadmill test, and he walked off after 4 minutes once it got to like a little bit of a fast walk.
Oh my God, I remember that test.
Do you remember that?
The treadmill.
Yes, where like the incline goes up in the speed.
God. Oh,
so
and they hook you up with everything?
Everything. You look like you're, you know, Ivan Drago in Rocky V, and so Riche walks off after about 4 minutes. And they're like, hey, you know, you got to do it again. You know, the machine did. He goes, no, I'm good. So that's kind of the shape everybody was in going into camp. So I had a good camp that year, and they sent me back right before the lockout, like a day before the lockout. So the next year, I have a good year in junior. You know, I signed a contract. I got some money, you know, signing bonus, and so I'm having fun that summer. And Lou says, hey, we're going to have – well, actually, Lou's assistant, Marie, if you guys remember her, she says –
oh, yeah.
Right? So Marie says, hey, we're going to have this little get-together down in Florida. Bring your golf clubs, and it's going to be fun, and it's 10 days. And I'm like, great. Again, you know, I thought of course, they wanted me to be there because I was super special. And we go down there, and it's a mental it's like a Navy SEAL training for 10 days. First, you know, the first dinner we get there, and there's like little couscous on a saucer plate. We're starving. We just traveled in. And they're like, okay, boys, this is why you're here. And it was horrible. So to get through 10 days was literally like hell week. And so anyways, fast forward a couple weeks, maybe a month, and we got to go to camp. So I never worked out one time from that time because I was so beat down by this. And so I get to camp, and I weigh in, and I'm overweight, and there was supposed to be a skate that day, and the trainer, Mike Vasilevsky, says, no, you're not training, you're not skating, right? Oh, yeah. And I said, okay. Again, you know, they're probably just saving me for the exhibition games. So I go up to Lou's the next day. The camp hadn't even like it was the first day of camp, like just training camp. And Lou calls me in his office, and he up one side me, down the other side. You know, he's sitting in the chair that's higher than yours in his office, and he's looking down on me, and he says, "You're going to Albany." And I said, okay. And he goes, and there wasn't even a training camp in Albany because they're having training camp in Jersey. There was nobody. I had to go sit in this hotel room for 10 days and think about, you know, my sins.
You were quarantining.
Oh God.
I was quarantined. I was quarantined back in Albany in this Ramada Inn. I swear to God, I thought I would have rather been in jail because at least I would have had someone to talk to. And he called me back up, man. And training camp had broke, and he sent me back to junior. And he said, if you ever embarrass yourself or our organization again like this, you will never play a game in the National Hockey League. Never mind, you will never like be a member of the organization. I remember I got in my truck and I left the arena, and I was crying. I was like, God, that was like, that was serious, you know that. Yeah, and you guys know Lou. It's like that was serious. Like it wasn't a warning. Nope. It was like, this is happening. So go and do this. And I learned my lesson. And so the next summer he started bringing guys into like train in the summers. I think they made something in the CBA about not being able to do that anymore.
3 hours.
We were getting
he would do that,
you know,
and he'd make you, I think that the Devils would have you do these, just like you said, when you went down to Florida. Did you pay for that? Because he would make guys go to Jersey that they just drafted, didn't make any money, and they'd have to pay to stay there, right?
Bro,
you know what I mean?
So he would, well, before he would give us so the way that he worked around it, I think the way that we were getting it was we were getting a per diem, but then he was taking it back and he was providing us with the meals at this shitty hotel room, right? And so, but you know what, man, I didn't care. Like, it was hard, and we were, you know, running in that 110-degree heat, and we had Pavel Bure's dad was our trainer. I mean, Vladdy,
yep, I remember him.
Yep. So, I mean, I was just like, okay, you know, because I had that fresh in my mind still, even 2-3 years later, that that Lou, I remember him just looking at me and talking to me, and it's like when your dad says, do that again and I'll give you something to cry. That was kind of what I got, and so that's what I did in Jersey. And you know what, I use that, and it's kind of a funny story, but it's also really made me appreciate where I was and what was possible, and that someone cared about me. You know what I mean? I was just like, wow. Looking back, I'm like, someone cared about me enough to give me that lesson.
They care about you.
So did you ever feel
comfortable?
Did you feel comfortable though? Did you ever get comfortable in New Jersey? Or when you got moved to Montreal, you just felt freedom, like a new lease on life, you know?
Really?
Big time. Well, what I knew in Jersey was we had structure, and it's not that you were comfortable, but it was that you felt safe in the structure, right? You had good teammates, you had good coaches, you knew what time the bus was leaving. There was no exceptions. You knew you were staying in first class places when you went on the road. You were eating at first class meals. So there was a lot of that made you feel like, wow, this is a great organization. But there was also a lot of like, you never got too comfortable bringing guys up and down all the time. They were, switching your seat, putting you on different lines, and you're playing well. And they sat me out one day. Jacques Lemaire sits me out. I scored my first goal the game before. He's like, "You're not doing enough." I'm like, "What?" God, I just got second star. You know what I mean? And so it's that kind of thing, but it's also that kind of thing that I really look back on my career and go, man, I'm so lucky that I started in an organization like that.
Dude, me too, man. It's like your parents can only take you so far, especially once you start making money. Like you need that Lou to look down upon you and guide you, so you don't. Like, did you go to New York a lot? Like, were you tempted? Like when you started, I know, because trust me, I talked to all the boys about you. Who are you kidding? So don't fucking lie to me. But I've been going to Jersey, and like you start making money. You're from fucking nowhere, and all of a sudden you're like, I got this city over there. I'm a fucking pro athlete. Like, God, like, did you take advantage of that? Was it too much sometimes?
Exactly. Well, that's how it kind of started. We had a good group of young guys. Scotty Gomez came in, and then we won the cup. They won the cup the year that I got traded. But we were enjoying all that. We were hanging out with celebrities in New York. I'm 20 years old, 21. I don't even think I was legal to drink, and someone gave me looked like a fake ID, but we were going to the best clubs, and we're hanging out with the guys from the Yankees. And like I said, I cared about my career. I mean, I never missed a practice, or was, there's a lot of guilty ones, but I also, there was like, this is New York City, man, and I wasn't sitting in the hotel room, ordering room service most nights that we had a day off the next day.
Cam and Strick Podcast here for our boy Dan Bellman with Bellman.com.
Yeah, baby.
You need some new wheels? Why not get a Cadillac, a Buick, a GMC? Yeah. Head out to Troy today. And again, don't forget about Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right across the street.
No doubt.
Right there in Troy, Missouri. Visit them online. Check out their new selection, the pre-owned selection, the best service you will find anywhere in the country. Bellman.com. BeHLMANN.com. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the summer.
Yeah.
Now back to the interview. But doesn't Montreal give you the same thing? Or is it different just in terms of the temptation off the ice? Like, describe the differences there between like being, having New York accessible versus being the king in a hockey-crazed town like Montreal.
Look, I played in Montreal, and I'm super grateful for it. I played in Montreal during a time where there was no social media. There wasn't people taking pictures of you and, posting it on the internet. I don't even know if Facebook was really a thing. I still don't know if it is a thing, but that city kind of protects you. Does that make sense? Like they like their athletes and they like, as long as you're a good guy and you play well, obviously, you have to be doing your job, but I never went when we were losing. I wasn't out, spraying champagne on people, that's for sure. But when we were winning, it's a completely different atmosphere. But I don't know, in that organization, I felt like I was really proud to put on that jersey. I was in New Jersey, but Montreal is a different thing. It's different. Like you're surrounded by all the alumni all the time. But I mean, like Jean Beliveau and, the Pocket Rocket and Guy Lafleur. And I mean, you're surrounded by like greats, and that's where the pressure kind of came from. I would say the organization was a little looser. They understood where, kind of what you were in that picture of what the city and nightlife and all that. But you have to take a certain amount of pride in what you do and who you are to play there and be successful there. But there's a lot of, it's a fun city. It's an awesome city.
Well, they'll bash you if you don't play well. I mean, were you single when you were playing there? Is that a loaded question?
That's a loaded question.
I became single.
I mean, seriously though, walking like say you have a good game in Montreal though, and you're and you bring the boys and you're cruising around. Like, I mean, people they're all over you, right? I mean, they're all over you, and not to mention there's beautiful women there. Oh, I don't know I think Louis XIV brought a bunch of good-looking girls over back in like the 1800s or something, but they have beauty. Like, explain a night out in Montreal.
Well, this is the best way I can explain it. All right, this is the best way I can explain it. So my buddies come in from Edmonton, and the wives lounge there is better. It's like a gourmet restaurant, right? And alcohol's flowing. You're owned by Molson, so it's obviously top shelf. And we come out after the game one time in Montreal, Saturday night. I think we played Toronto. We did play Toronto, so Saturday night game. And my buddies, I'm like, we're going out, whatever. And we get into like the parking garage, which is underneath the Bell Center, and there's a cop car there. And the guy goes, "Hey, Sheldon." And my buddies are like, "Oh, fuck, what'd you do?" Right? And I'm like, "Oh." And I go, "Come on, boys." So we walk down, and the cops gave us a ride to the nightclub or to the restaurant, which, turned the resto bar. Oh, yeah. And they picked us up at 3:00 and drove us home.
Wow.
And that's kind of what Montreal, when you're winning, that's what Montreal is like. And when you're losing, like I said, you just, everybody, you're kind of the only show in town. So when you're losing and you just know you're not going out, you're not showing your face. Again, I was lucky because I didn't play in a time where everything was, they have enough media there to kill you, but I can't imagine playing there and having the fun we did with like social media. It wouldn't be the same experience.
When the cops picked you back up, did they pick you up in like a paddy wagon so you could fill it all with the girls that you guys are hanging out with? Like, come on.
I said, you guys are going to order a couple more cars.
No shit. We got people waiting here.
They got 6 cars lined up. These are all ours.
Fucking dime pieces.
Hey, they get the same treatment in Arizona too, so it's not just you guys.
Do they? Bullshit. I don't even know who the fuck they are.
So do you regret leaving there? Like, you went to Edmonton. I know you signed the big ticket, but do you regret ever leaving Montreal? And like, why didn't it work out for you to stay there?
Montreal offered me the most money to come back. And at the time, I was with my ex-wife, and she was pregnant with her second child, and she just didn't want to go back to Montreal. She, living in LA, she had her own career, and it was going to be hard to do that commute. So she didn't want to do it. We had other options at the time. So, if you guys know free agency, and you've heard it probably a million times before, things happen fast.
Yeah.
And what you think is going to happen is usually you have no clue what's happening. And so some of the things that we were told leading up to it started closing. And it a couple days went by, and then teams are, hey, just wait, we're trying to do this and trying to do that. Okay, so we're trying to make things work for my personal life. And it just got to the point where then Montreal went and signed Hammerlick, and now I was down to 2 options. And the better of the 2, I thought at the time, was Edmonton, was going to Edmonton and being around my family. I'm having a baby. I have another daughter who's going to be 4. And so I just kind of made the move to Edmonton. It just they'd lost out the year before to Carolina. They just lost Pronger, so pitch with and, you know, we don't want you to, you're not Chris Pronger. Obviously they didn't tell me that, but, you know, we're going to get a couple more pieces. And then they signed Penner to a free agent offer sheet. And so some things were kind of moving along there. And I just thought it'd be cool to play for the Oilers since that was my hometown. And so I kind of just led with that, and made that decision. And that's how I left Montreal. But Montreal was, had I been single and it was just up to me, I probably would have resigned to Montreal.
How couldn't you? So, but with your ex-wife's career in LA, were you trying to sign with the Kings? Was that ever a possibility for you?
Yeah, it was. That was, you know, it was the Kings or New York. And at the time, New York had signed Chris Drury and Gomer. And both those teams thought they were going to get one or the other. And when New York ended up signing both of them, it kind of, then LA said, well, now we're not going to spend X amount on one defenseman. So they ended up signing like 3 guys at $3 million or something like that. And New York got the two big free agents. And so like, that's in the first like 2 hours of free agency, you know? And so everything that I expected in that time had just kind of been turned upside down. And so, you know, trying to make some things work with other teams and maybe take a little less money and this and that. And we just couldn't do something that would have got me closer to LA.
So you talk about you don't drink anymore. What happened with that? Was it just a little too much? I mean, did you? I'm pretty open about with on the podcast and our radio shows that we do, Andy and I, every single day. I talk about my painkiller abuse and what you had to go through. I mean, like you were hurt so many times, Sheldon. Like, good God Almighty. Mm-hmm. I mean, like you just those little white pills. I mean, did you dig into that? I know you don't drink anymore, so kind of explain what you had to go through a little bit.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, man. And it's so funny how many people go through it and don't talk about it. When I first came out and said that I was in recovery and that I had this addiction, I think I was 9 months sober, and I did a story in Montreal. And my dad had passed, I think maybe the year before or something. And I was like a little bit ashamed to, not really to say it, but I felt like I was going to have a burden carrying it. Like no one really understood, and how could you do that? And you should have willpower and this. And it's amazing how many people have like been like, I've had that same experience. So my experience was, I had 22 surgeries when I played. And then my career ended on a injury. You know, I had a metal rod put in my hand about halfway up my forearm. And, you know, I woke up from surgery and boom, I've never talked to anybody in hockey or management since I had that surgery. So not like a follow-up, hey man, you good? Never anything, right? So your world kind of stops in one day. And so without really knowing it, I guess I was kind of grieving my career. I was in pain. People were making excuses for it. And so I started abusing painkillers. And I did that for almost 3 years.
How bad though? Sorry, Hammer. How bad though? Like, were you? Sorry to cut you off on that, but I want to.
Yeah, no, I got
because I used to eat 40 a day. Like, was it bad? Where, I mean, explain to people, and I try to do that. Explain to people when you don't have them, and you come off and you're withdrawing like a son of a bitch. Like, go through that. How many did you have a day? What was like your routine with it?
Yeah, so. Look, I'm in AA now, right? And I'm open about it. It saved my life. It saved my hind. The guys in it has saved my life. So here's what happened: is the prescriptions. It's like anything else. For me, more is better. If I have one car, I think 3 cars would be better. Why do I need one? I don't need one vacation. It's like that's my personal. Although it wasn't like when I played. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't abusing pills, obviously, because I was playing and I still had a prominent role in things and whatever. So when I retired, you kind of just taking pills, and I knew I was already taking more than I should. And I had someone say, hey, if you buy 100, we'll get a better deal on them off the street. And I'm like, oh, it seems like 100 will last me for 5 months, right? Yeah, so that I don't have to bug these doctors and whatever. So that would last me 5 days. And then it got to, well, we could buy thousands. And now I'm like dealing with shitty people, right? Yeah. It's not even registering, because like Cam said, I'm sick now. Like I'll do anything for it, you know, and I'm still making money. I'm still in my contract, still getting paid. So I figure I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just, you know, it's just me. And so at the end of it anyways, Cam, like you were saying, man, I was taking 200 a day, 200 hydrocodones. And what happened was I took a handful one day. I was buying them by the thousands. Yep. And I took a handful one day, and I'm like, God, that looks like a big handful. I'm golfing. My buddies all see me do this. And so I go, that's kind of big. I'm going to count them. So I counted them, and I had 63 in my hand. And I knocked off 13, so I got to 50. And I'm like, that seems like more reasonable, right? And I knocked back 50, and I kept it there. So I'd count them out. So I did that for a couple months, but even taking 50 at a time would maybe take the edge off for 45 minutes, an hour. And within a couple hours, 3 hours, I'd already be withdrawing. I'd already be sweating. And so I went back up to Canada. That was happening. I was in a shitty relationship. I hated my life. My dad passed away. Because I was withdrawing in between times that I was taking so many painkillers, someone told me, maybe you should do a little Xanax. You'll sleep better.
Oh, God, oh, fucking mighty.
And I had no idea. I was so ignorant to the whole thing. And I told, you know, going through treatment and through recovery. So I'd sleep a little longer. But now I'm mixing these things. I didn't know how bad it was. And I went to Edmonton for a family reunion, and my mom's seen me. Finally, my mom's seen me. And she just was so sad. And I could see, and she's like, you got to get some help. And I came back, and I got some help. I just was like, I cannot live like this. I didn't know. I've been to treatment twice. So I relapsed the first time I went to treatment after 6 or 7 months. I got back in the same situation I was in, shitty relationship, still talking to old friends. Like I thought I'd slip back in my old life, and that wasn't happening. So I relapsed, and then I went back, and that got worse, right? Because I picked up right where I left off, but I'd been clean for a few months. And I just didn't know how bad it would be, how hard it would be to kick it. I just didn't know. And I got to tell you, man.
Suboxone? Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I didn't get on some. I did in treatment for a few days, but like when I went in, I'm like, I just have to get off this. Like what the fuck happened to me, you know? And so I just, it's not fighting through it. I just said I have to get better, and I want to get better. And Cam, you know, you have to want to do it. No one can tell you.
I mean, it happened before. You got to do it for yourself. Hammer, you got to do it for yourself.
People are like, you got to, you know, I would do anything. I'm like, yeah, no, I got it. What can we do? Don't worry, guys, I got it. And until you just are like, this is my life, and it sucks, and I've burned a lot of things down. You know, I was hiding it. I was just tired of living a double life. And so anyways, I got the help, and I really have to say this, and that's that I hear a lot of different things about the NHL, you know, NHLPA doctors and stuff. They saved my life. They saved me twice. I called them the first time, and they said, we'll get you right in. And the second time I was even sicker, and I said, hey, I got to go back. They're like, okay, we got you in a place tomorrow. They called me right back. They go, we got you in a place tomorrow. I'm like, well, tomorrow might be too soon. Maybe Saturday, you know, like I'm still negotiating.
Just do it. Yeah.
Right? I'm still negotiating. And the doctor said, dude, you ain't going to be alive Saturday. Get your ass on that plane. Wow. And I did. And he saved my life. And, you know, I go to meetings. I have buddies who are sober. I have friends who are sober. My fiance is sober at the same time as me. So it's just a different life. And not that I'm really grateful I went through the experience. I'm grateful I got through the experience. And we can talk about it. Thanks for talking about it. I know, you know, it's hard for some people to hear, and it's not war stories. It just, maybe someone's going to listen and be like, you know, I was that desperate too.
Shelly, there's so many people. When I talk about it, people respond to this so much, man. I mean, it's not just athletes; it's everybody. But
everybody.
How are the because I had a weird experience with the doctors. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. And I probably shouldn't say this. Dr. Shaw's the fucking best of the fucking best. Dr. Brian Shaw is the best. Now, Dr. Lewis and some of those guys, man, I had to get piss tests 3 times a week, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd slam fucking water at 5, and I'd just piss water out just so because it was so bizarre. But they helped you. They didn't do anything with me with my painkillers, but later on, it just, I don't think there was enough there, but I'm glad that you got the help. But one question I did want to ask you, when you say that you're taking so many a day and you're buying them off the street and you're dealing with fuckheads like I did, man, where they drop it off in your front fucking porch, you ride them you sit in your how much fucking money were you spending a day? So let people know, just so they know. I know it's hard to think about. I fucking did it too, and I didn't make as much money as you. So I want to know what you had to spend.
You know, put it this way, we would have, you know, my kids would have another vacation home probably somewhere. You know, I'm not talking about Lake Tahoe, but enough to look back and go, wow. But I was so in it, man. And Cam, you know, right? And other guys know it. I talk about it, and it's not really the amounts and that whatever it is, but it's the shit I was doing, like sneaking out in the middle of the night to go to a gas station with like 15 grand on me to pay someone I didn't know. Like, it's the shit that I was doing that like when I look back on my life, I'm like, I'm so lucky. And I read on the internet almost every single day about someone who wasn't as lucky as me, someone who got a tainted pill, someone who tried something for the first time, someone on fentanyl, Demi Lovato, you know, all these celebrities that are dying at young ages. It's like, God, why not me? Well, maybe why not me? Because I can come on this podcast and share openly and honestly with you guys, and hopefully it saves like one, maybe so it just not saves, maybe it resonates with someone and they're like, oh shit, yeah, like my life is I kind of feel that way, and there's hope somewhere.
There's hope. There is.
There's hope. Yeah,
it's out there, guys. So, there's ways to get away. There's ways to get around it. You have to trick your fucking brain, man. You got to trick your brain. You're used to that endorphins, happy, and you got to recollect it. So I'm glad you. Sorry, man. I went through hardcore shit, dude, and I like to talk to people about it. But can we have any? Can we talk about your dime pieces? Can we talk about how hot your girlfriends were back? Jeez Louise.
Hey, you could have bought your kids Chaser's trailer. That's for damn sure. We know that. Jesus, I don't want to put any money value on it.
I know. I don't be so fucking depressed.
Between the bad shit I was doing when I retired and my divorces, I would buy myself a vacation home in Tahoe. But,
hey,
look, you got one in Idaho.
Hey, but I'm curious, man, for people who haven't been through it, though, like, you know, we always wonder, like, because, you know, you're hanging out in Gaza Ranch, you know, you got all the former, you know, ex-athletes out there. Everyone likes to have a good time. Like, how do you handle that when guys are partying and having a good time and you know you just can't really go there?
It's not that hard, to be honest with you. You know why? Because it's not their problem. It's mine. They can do whatever they want. And if I choose to put myself, look, I don't come up here. I did for a few years. I came up here and I blew my brains out and I did the tree bar and I didn't miss a party and I stayed up late and everything. And great. That was part of my experience. But the other part of my experience here in the last 3 years is I'm in the lake every day and I'm with my kids and I'm playing golf with people I want to play with. And I wake up in the morning, rest, and I have a coffee on my balcony and look at the lake. And there's a different experience. And you know what? People, I hope, Cam, you have the same experience as me, is that people really respect my sobriety. I talk about it. I don't really talk about it a bunch now. I mean, hey, look, Bobby Ryan's up here. And you guys know his story.
Oh, yeah. We had him on the pod.
We've had him on with us.
You kidding me, Hammer? Damn right we had him on.
Awesome guy. So it's not impossible not to do. It's my own, look, it's my own journey. And I don't want to miss out on life. I'm not going to lock myself in a room and, you know, oh God, I can't do this. I can't do that. It's all good. I'm aware of myself. There's some situations that I won't put myself in, and that's, you know, that's my experience. But the other part of it is, man, I'm enjoying life so much more now than I was 4, 5, 10 years ago. I enjoyed playing and all that, but you know, there's a lot that goes to playing, right? The traveling, the missing stuff, and I enjoyed all that. But my life right now, I wouldn't trade for anything, which just has, you know, some calmness and some peaceness and some serenity. And you know, I think I've done one other podcast, and that was with my buddy up here in Gaza, Cal, and we just kind of talked about this thing. So I don't do it. I don't want to promote it. You guys are great guys, and I felt comfortable coming on here, but you know, I don't need to go out and promote it. I'm very happy with the way things are, and I appreciate you guys asking me, you know, some of that. I love talking about chicks too, but I do like. I do like talking about.
No, but listen, I mean, serious shit. No, wait. And we look. All of our podcasts are completely different too, and And I don't know. I just sometimes it hits home when I went through it and to talk about it with somebody. But can I ask you something else though? Did you ever smoke weed?
I didn't.
Never tried that. You try to get off of painkillers with that?
No, bro. I was kind of cold turkey, and and that was I never smoked weed. You know, my dad was an alcoholic. I come from a long line of alcoholics. My dad was sober for 21 years, though. He never drank. And I'll tell you guys want to hear an awesome story?
Oh yeah,
I was drafted. Yeah. I was drafted, and this is '94. And before I was drafted, it was May 1st, and my dad pulls me aside. And my dad was a truck driver. He was as honest and straight, and nice as the day is long. But he also liked to he liked to put him back. And he didn't ever tell me anything twice. My parents were divorced when I was young. I lived with my dad for periods of time because I was, a little much for my mom and whatever. Anyways, go back to '94, May 1st. My dad pulls me aside and he says, "Son," he goes, "I've had my last drink." And I said, "Yeah, cool, Dad." And he goes, "You know what? If you're going to play in the NHL, you don't need a drunk dad around." 21 years later, he was sober, passed away. And I know he smoked weed on occasion or whatever. And that was his journey. No problem. My whole life, really, since I was 18, my dad never drank again. And I took him out to New York with supermodels and New York Yankees and parties and this and that. And
he had a boner, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, he did. He had to take a piss standing up for a week after one party I took him to. But
oh my God,
the guy never, doing a handstand. But he that was his gift to me. You know what I mean? That was to everyone and to himself. But like, I think of that for me, like, holy shit, man! This is something I can give my kids is they don't ever have to see me be an animal or be not present. And I just look back on that with my dad and be like, oh man, what a cool dude. But so drinking wasn't like really my thing. I like to have fun. It was social. I mean, obviously I didn't miss a thing, but it wasn't like controlling my life. And I seen a lot of people who smoked weed and it just was never my thing.
Yeah.
It's just different for everybody.
Pills got me.
Yeah.
I know. I hear you.
But like, and I know these are like former spouses of yours, but people they like hearing the stories, man. You were, married to a Baywatch, actress, hanging out on the set of Baywatch. Like,
I was creeping her out today.
What was that like? I mean, just being around, Pamela Lee and Tommy Lee, and I'm sure you're around all these guys, man. I mean, that had to be an experience nonetheless, right?
So it was fun, man. I look back and it was funny. We flew over. I broke my hand, so I had to have another surgery on it. So I missed training camp one year. And they were shooting the Baywatch reunion movie in Hawaii. So I was with my ex, and she says, hey, we're going to Hawaii to shoot this movie, and we're staying at this. I said, great. So we fly over there, and we're flying, up front with Carmen Electra's with Dave Navarro and Pam, and there's Gina Lee Nolan was on. Anyways, there's a bunch of them. And so we fall asleep. We're going to Hawaii, and I fall asleep, and I wake up, and Dave Navarro is putting cookies on our tray, and here I am, right? I'm like just big, rough and tough hockey player, and I got my hand in a cast or whatever. He's putting the cookies on a tray, and my ex-wife nudges me. She goes, "You should be more like that." I'm like, "Yeah, thanks, Dave."
Thanks, Dave, you dick. Are these weed cookies?
Dave, sit down.
You gave me fucking cookies from the airplane. Thank you.
Were you flying Southwest too, or what?
Yes, the Southwest. I gave him my drink coupon after that. He's such a good guy.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.gadgetbuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.gadgetbuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. What was it? Did you ever think, I mean, it's tough to date a celebrity, though, right, Hammer? Like, don't you just, it's just too much. Like, you have your own thing going. She has her own thing going. Now you're chasing her around. If she's doing more things than you, now you feel like you're just, following her around everything she does. Like, was that tough to deal with?
It was a lot. I was young. we just weren't ready for that. You know, it happened quick. We got married quick. It was more of a fantasy than it was like reality. And, you know, it's tough when you're not in the same city. Like I was in Montreal at the time. I met her in New York, actually, when I was playing in Jersey. And, you know, when I was in Montreal, she wasn't leaving LA to come to Montreal in the middle of winter.
No.
And so we didn't really think that. And French speaking, and now she was kind of second fiddle to being, you know, with a hockey player there, and we all have our egos, right? And it just didn't work. And but you know, look, man, I got 2 amazing kids out of it, and it was hard, but in all fairness, I mean, come on, man. I was 26. I wasn't ready. I can't say, oh, it was her, but she didn't do, you know, she didn't follow me here and there. And it's just one of those things. It didn't work. And, you know, I got a couple miracles out of it, and I've paid for it. Right. But, but I'm grateful for it. You know, look, man, I could have married some girl from my hometown too. And that was my first high school sweetheart, and a lot of those don't work when guys retire. I mean, it's just life.
Especially the Russians when they bring them over.
Married at 19.
They're usually really hot. My high school sweetheart wasn't hot though. Those Russians that come over.
You had 20 people in your school. What do you expect?
But your fiance now, man, she's not too. She's not too bad either.
Yeah. Shelly was the hottest guy in the school and girl.
He's the highest. Probably so. Hey, your fiance now, man.
Shelly.
She's not bad. Tell us about your fiance now. How'd you meet her? She's pretty cute too. So
she's awesome.
Pretty cute, he says. Pretty cute, he says. Get out of here, Andy.
I met her in treatment my first time.
Oh, wow.
And she was not necessarily in there for the same thing I was, but we'd become friends. I was actually still in another relationship at the time I went in there. So I went in to get clean when I first went to treatment. I wasn't in there to, you know, fucking make friends. That's for sure. And but you know, we had kind of kept in touch, but we had lost someone that we went to treatment with, a young kid, 21 years old, and he had passed away. So we kind of bonded over that. And at the time I was kind of relapsing. I was just getting out of this other shitty relationship that I hated, that I was in. And you know, I knew I was going to go back to treatment, and she just supported me. She was sober, and she just kind of supported me. And when I came out of treatment the second time and got into recovery, she was more my recovery buddy. You know, we were friends, and we talked about everything, and we were just sober. And we were in LA, and it just kind of went from there. You know, you got to have people around you that you can trust and talk to and be vulnerable with, because that's not, look, Cam, if you're anything like me, I wasn't getting real honest or real vulnerable with anybody, not in my relationships, not with anybody, right? Hell
no. I was thinking about painkillers and how I can get my dick hard when I have sex with a woman, and I'm on 50 painkillers, and she's like, what's wrong with you, Cam? I'm like, am I not hot enough? Did you ever get dealt with that? Am I not hot? I'm like, oh yeah, I'm sick again today. My stomach hurts.
I'm tired. Yeah, my stomach hurts. Exactly.
I'll eat your vagina though.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord, you know what I'm talking about.
Hey, but listen, okay, I don't want to go over like every relationship you have, but like you talk about the bad relationship, and she was a WWE star. What's that culture like though over there? Like with these wrestlers and everything. I don't want to talk about your relationship and whatever. And obviously it wasn't great, but like in terms of her. But what's the relation, or what's the whole scene like?
Yeah,
with
the wrestling guys,
all these wrestlers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know what I kind of read. I think it's a small little industry, right? And I kind of looked past some of that stuff. I mean, look, I wasn't a saint. You know, had my own kind of past, and I was still playing. I was still having fun. She was on the road all the time. I was on the road all the time. We'd meet up. It was cool. And then all of a sudden my career ends, and now and then she quits wrestling, and it's like, now I got to spend time with you every day. And
you're jumping off the top rope.
I got to spend time with you.
I'm like, oh my God, here we go. And so did that for a couple of years, and then we just, just was. And then I got into, look, again, I got to take blame where blame is due, and that's that I was really getting into, I was really abusing painkillers, and she lost someone to that abuse, and I think she's seen the signs, and she talked to me about it, and I got it. Don't worry. I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that, and then just not getting along, and a lot of it was a reflection of myself, but a lot of it was there's some bad things happening there, and that's again, that's just life, and it's okay. I'm glad that again, I'm not necessarily glad I went through it, but it showed me what I want and what I don't want. And I think a lot of times, man, not to sound corny, but a lot of times people don't. When you're an athlete and you're in the public eye, a lot of people don't see you, the human side of things, right? They see the glitz and the glamour. What they see is the paychecks, and they see you're kind of respected on how much you get paid. I don't know if that's fair or not to say, but I think you're kind of at a respect level in America for sure. And in Canada, you're just a hockey player, and that's
exactly
cool. So you get a lot of like respect, you get a lot of like, oh, your life is so, and dude, it's like Michael Jackson kills himself, Prince. I mean, the list goes on of people who, if money solved everything and fame solved everything, there would be no problems amongst Hollywood and all this. But the thing is, there's a human side of you. People suffer. I mean, this Chadwick Boseman who just passed away.
Oh yeah.
But he's doing this. He's fighting a battle, and people are, you're so skinny, and what's right? It's like,
right.
What do people really know? And honest to God, what do people want to know? They don't want to hear your struggles. Cam, you could never come into a dressing room and go, guys, I'm kind of sad today. I'm kind of hurting. I got this family issue, my parent, whatever it is, right? You got to come in and go, hey guys, what's going on? Tell the jokes.
Happy Cam. Hi, I'm happy. Yay.
And I got to go fight, I am a Grattan tonight, and I'm giving up, it's just like, so the human side of things is like, again, I go back to my life, like the life I've had, the experience I've had. I'm glad I've had these experiences. I'm glad I've come through them. I'm glad I am where I am today, but
big time, dude. You learn a lot from it, dude. You learn a lot from it. Like fuck, and I learned. I mean, it's just so much shit that you learn from.
Yeah.
But again, really quick with the and we're gonna let you go here soon because it's been we've took a lot of your time. I know you're really busy,
problem,
kicking
man.
Your fucking feet up, looking over the most beautiful place in the world. I don't feel sorry for you. No, but even like dealing with the when your girls going on the road with all these fucking WWE guys, like, were they cool to you? Was it kind of like, what the fuck? Like, you got fucking Triple H over here. You got I don't know. Was that kind of bizarre with that shit?
The guys were all super cool.
Okay, cool.
Right. I think they also look. Would they be cool to a professional golfer?
Right.
I don't know.
But professional athlete.
You look like a wrestler, by the way.
They always talked about hockey and fighting. Oh fuck, man, is that like So it was always a lot of testosterone. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's let's talk about this. So the guys were always cool. As a matter of fact, one of the coolest guys I met is that CM Punk. We became friendly. We had a bet on hockey one time, and I lost. I got his fucking tattoo on my arm. Great bet, Sheldon. But really, really good guys to me, to my face. I've talked to a lot of them. The Miz I talked to, and so there's some guys who, again, they're human beings.
They go through painkiller abuse,
acting, right?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Oh,
they're acting too, and then exactly.
And they get injured
so
too, man. They get
they're
injured,
fucked up.
But like, wasn't your wedding on like E Network or whatever? I'm
gonna look that up on YouTube.
You get paid some big coin for that, or how'd that work? How'd that play out?
It was. I mean, so that whole thing was interesting. We I got engaged, and again, I was kind of just starting out on my own. I was retired, and I was kind of just starting out in my addiction, and I thought it'd buy me some time. And things were getting worse, and then this fucking stupid TV show approached her and wanted to do something, and a storyline is we're going to get married and have this wedding, and all I had to do was get the place. So the guy who owns Discovery does me a fucking solid favor. He's like, yeah, no problem. I'm like, oh my God, I thought for sure he was going to say no. And so he comes through, and we had this, this wedding for TV. It wasn't, we were never married, and it wasn't a real thing. But again, I was at that time, I was kind of in the height of my addiction. Right? So I just kind of went along with it because again, Cam, I wasn't up for a fight.
Dude, you're a robot. Shelly, you're a fucking robot, dude.
You still ruined it for me, man. I was emotional watching you
I'm gonna look that up tonight.
Exchange vows. I thought it was the real thing.
How long's that video go? Did you guys video like later on that night at all? I mean,
I think they had
you wouldn't even performed. You wouldn't even perform anyway.
buddy, I was fucking out of there early. I was on. Cam knows I was zonked by like 9. I'm like, oh my god, we just woke up in the morning. Did we just get married, or
Well, you're fucking
a couple pills. And...
No, you're falling asleep and you dozing off. Did you ever doze off in front of guys, like just like doze, and, like, wake up, like everybody's like, you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm good, like in the middle of the afternoon.
Once I did, and the Xanax thing wasn't a long time because it really, really affected me hard. And so once I kind of started mixing pills, that's when it became apparent. Like I could hide the other stuff for a little, maybe not to like in my relationship or something, but I could hide it to the outside world for like a year and a half or 2 years. But as soon as I started mixing and I started like getting a little tired, and then right, it's like, well, if you take, I've never done cocaine in my life, but they say if you take a little Adderall, it'll get you, you'll be. So I was on this fucking, I would be emotional out of the blue, and I would just have the wrong emotions for situations, right? And finally I was like, holy fuck, what is going on? And this cannot continue because I'm unhappy in it. And if other people are calling me out saying, dude, what happened? It's like, it's bad, right?
Dude, you have nothing else on your mind but painkiller. I mean, nothing. You have nothing. Your whole world revolves around that. Oh,
it's
diesel.
literally.
We need, dude. Me and you need to sit down, dude. I'll get you a number from Andy. We need to sit down and talk.
Yeah. So please do. We got a good group of guys in recovery.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I want you to fly me up to Idaho, and we'll hang out and talk on the golf course. Is that cool?
Yeah, be my sober buddy.
I'll come with him.
Be my sober buddy.
Which I'm not sober, just off painkillers. So I'm not going to do you any good.
I'll be your sober buddy.
Please help me.
Well, hang on. I already got Chaser.
He's not invited.
I could have a real good clientele up here. Maybe that's the next business.
Oh, I think it was Patty Maroon who told me like back in the day. Yeah, didn't you give him all your old suits? I want to tell you that was nice of you. Yeah. Sheldon. And if you want him back, we can get him back.
He's a St. Louis guy, Shelly. We're all from St. Louis, man. So that's why he's part of the group here.
Yeah.
Well, if you fucking seen the way he dressed when he came into,
I can imagine.
He's a fucking Hoosier.
I was still playing. I gave him my suits. I'm like, Daddy, I got 2 suits on this road trip. This one's for you.
He's an Oakville Hoosier. What do you expect, man? No, he's a good dude.
He's like, what is this, Gianni versus?
Oh, we're gonna give it to him. Oh my god.
Do you watch hockey?
I love that guy.
You watch hockey at all or no?
A couple of years ago, it was like my first year I was sober. I went to Vegas for a golf tournament. And my buddy had 6 seats on the glass. It was the first game that the Knights played in the playoffs against the Kings, and Nate Thompson was one of my buddies. And I said, yeah. He goes, you want to go to this game? I go, sure. I went to the game. I mean, I have not talked to anybody really about hockey and, since I retired. And so I go to this game in Vegas, first playoff game. I'm like, holy shit, this is awesome. The production, the energy, and the quality of the game. Like I couldn't believe it. It just was fast and everyone was excited and whatever. And it kind of got me back. I don't watch per se, but I've become friendly with a lot of the night guys and play golf with them, and I'm cheering for them. And I watch it a little bit. I have nothing. I have no grudge against hockey. It's just, I certainly don't want to be a coach because they don't get paid a whole lot of money. And I don't want to be an assistant coach because you got to work twice as hard as the coach.
Video work.
Yep.
Yeah. I know.
You don't want to try. Just sit on your dude. Just chill, baby. That's all you got to do, man. Just chill, and we're gonna come up and entertain you.
I've got one more hockey question for you, though. Like, what happened with you and the Oilers, though, man? It seemed like it got really, really ugly. Like, is it as bad as it looked from the outside, or no?
What happened was when I came in there, they were still playing in Northlands Coliseum. But the answer to everything was it was good enough for Gretzky and Messier. That was the answer to everything. I'm like, hey, we don't have a wives' lounge. And I don't particularly want to walk through here with my 4-year-old and my baby and my ex-wife who already hates Edmonton. I don't want to walk through this bar with my kids, and we just lost 7-1 and we're on a 13-game losing streak. God. Do you think we could get like a wives' lounge? Oh, Silver Spooner from Edmonton, huh?
Fuck you.
He's going to fight me. I'm making 6.5 sheets a year, and so it was just stupid. And so finally I did, and so I called them up and I said, what you guys think was going to happen? And I go, if you guys think I'm quitting and you guys owe me $14 million, fucking think again. So I'm happy to be here. These guys, I love the jerseys down here. I don't have to play 3-3. And
hey, they've got dime pieces in Hershey too.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't.
I got
nothing in your category, buddy. You're the most beautiful person in that whole county.
Hey, you guys, I'll tell you one more story. I know you guys have to go, but this is funny. So we had, maybe you know him, Cam. You remember a guy, Joel Recklich?
Oh, fucking lefty motherfucker.
The big wrecker. So he wasn't playing, and I had broke my hand, and so my buddy from LA calls me and says, "Hey, you're in Hershey." I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Hey, we have the Victoria's Secret model, the Victoria's Secret show tonight in New York. You want to come, or tomorrow night?" And I said, "Yeah, we'll be up there." So I say, "Wrecker, we got the day off tomorrow, but we have practice the next day, so let's go to New York." So we go to New York. We get these credentialed passes, right, with a guy who's producing the CBS show. And we're backstage. All the models are getting ready for the show and stuff. And Wrecker had grown out this huge beard. And so he looked like he was, just an animal. And he's just bouncing around. "Oh, this is great. Hammer, this is great." And so we stayed I stayed in New York for 2 days. And the morning that we were driving back from New York from this Victoria's Secret show, we're driving back to Hershey. And Wrecker he's got no shoes on. I lent him my jacket that night because he dressed like Patty Maroon. I said, "Wear my jacket." I went back to the hotel room, and I wasn't practicing the next day. And so Wrecker was I was hurt. So Wrecker was supposed to practice, and I had to call the coach in the morning. And I said, "Coach, Wrecker's not feeling too good. I don't think he's going to be practicing today." And he says, "Sheldon, you don't have to practice, but you tell that guy he's getting on the ice." And that guy fucking practiced harder than anyone I've ever seen. And so that was kind of my experience in Hershey.
He better practice hard after hanging out with fucking models. Yeah. Pepe Le Pew cruising around fucking hugging on everybody. I can only imagine.
Dude, we left the after party. I remember I left the after party, and he came. I swear to God, I got home around noon because I knew we had to leave New York around 5 a.m. to get back from practice to Hershey. And he strolled in about 4:30 and had no shoes on. We have a good time. He goes, "Oh yeah, yeah."
You lost your fucking shoes. That's a good time right there.
You got no shoes.
That's the first thing I'm looking for, my fucking shoes. I don't care about my underwear. You can keep my underwear. Where's my fucking shoes? Get me out of this goddamn hotel.
Where's my jacket? It's fucking freezing out, Wrecker.
Wow. Oh, Shelly, man, awesome, you're the man, dude. I'm gonna get your number, dude, and I'm gonna get in touch with you, man. But
thanks for telling your story too, man, and opening up.
Yeah,
I'm glad you feel comfortable, man. I'm glad you feel comfortable coming on here.
Yeah. Thank you for giving me the platform and talking about a lot of things. You guys keep up the awesome work. And Cam, I'll get your number off air, but thanks for letting me share.
Hey, and just so you know,
send me a picture of your wife too. Anyway, we got to go.
And the NHL isn't starting till like January, whatever. So when you go back to Vegas, we're happy to house
we're
sit.
Gonna be
okay for
I'm
you.
Get a hold
in Gaza Ranch, we'll stay at your place.
I'll be a good boy. Trust me. I'll trust me. I need you around me. Okay, I need you.
Yeah,
it's like Shane Doan.
When you guys come in, I'll put you guys up at the Luxor. They got great shows there. Anything you guys need, the Luxor Hotel and the Tropicana's got some good comedy. I'll send you guys there.
Oh yeah.
And then and then we'll meet up. But I look forward to seeing you guys in person. And like I said, man, and enjoy the playoffs. Too bad the Blues are out, I guess. But
yeah, it's less work for us. All right, man. You're the man, dude.
Thanks
a lot.
All
right,
see you, Hammer.
Take care.
Have a good day, man.
You too.
See you, boys.
That was some heavy stuff, man, from
dude.
Sheldon Souray.
I love it, man.
Are you okay talking about a lot of that? Like, does it bring back old memories? You okay with it?
Look, I'm an addict, and I know that. I was an addict since I was a kid.
So, like, once you're an addict, are you always an addict?
Oh, Andy, you're an addict, no matter what. And I just got to control it. And he got into it, too. I'm probably way worse in different ways than him. But it's nice to be able to talk to somebody that got through it. I've been through a lot of shit. That was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life. It was the hardest thing I've ever been through in my life, and it killed me twice. That's on another episode I'll talk to you guys about. Kate was right there both times, and my mom and dad. But yeah, it's nice to be able to talk to somebody like that, man. And I think he felt pretty comfortable with us.
He felt really comfortable.
No, I want to party with him, but I'm Satan. No. I'm Satan. Yeah,
well, I'm not having you do that.
No, I'm not.
But he had a great career, great hockey player too, man.
Can we just
really
say
good
it?
Player?
Can we just say it?
What's up?
He is a beautiful human being. What the fuck? Oh, like him in New York City walking. I told you, Jay Pandolfo told me one time.
Yeah.
Jay Pandolfo, when I first got there, goes, Cam, I was at a bar with Sheldon one time, and a woman, beautiful woman, walks right up to him in front of 15 fucking shit-kicking hockey players. She looks right up to him, points right to his chest, and goes, "You are the most beautiful man I've ever seen in my life." And he goes, "Thank you." And she walked around and left. like, and all the guys are like, he's like 22 years old.
He's like, "I've been told that since I was 9, hanging out
he's
on
like, I'm gonna
Moose River.
Like, you're not hot enough. Like, I got 15 dimes in the fucking limo.
In Alberta.
He's on fucking Moose Lake, Saskatchewan, whatever. Where
he's
did
like,
you,
when I was like 5 years old in Moose Lake, they were telling me that.
Who created you?
When I was shooting at like 80 miles an hour as like a 6-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
Just fucking crushing guys' ankles.
I figured he'd be a dick, but he's fucking awesome, man.
Oh, dude, he was
so
awesome.
Dude.
Hangs out in Gaza Ranch,
Kate's not allowed
too.
to look at him, though, I'll tell you that.
That's where we're headed.
Way too beautiful.
Gaza, baby. All right.
Gaza Strip. That's lovely.
Episode number 70. Hey, brought to you by CarShield. Get your protection today. Don't be left out on the outside looking in. 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM. You'll save 10%. CarShield.com. Again, 800-857-2481. Don't be stuck with the big time bills. Make sure you have that protection from CarShield. Cost you nothing. Pick your own place, your own service shop, and they'll even pay for your rental. It's like a no-brainer. Especially if you have kids going to college and stuff like that, dude. Make sure your kids are taken care of, man. Absolutely. How about GadgetBuyback.com, GadgetLabMobile.com, 2 different websites. Check them out. 877-772-8880. Again, 877-772-8880. You got a cracked phone, broken tablet, cracked tablet, whatever it is. You're on crack. Get off of crack. Take it to Gadget Lab, GadgetBuyback.com. All right, check that out. Of course, BudLight.com, Bud Light Seltzer. 4 flavors: black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and mango.
Mango.
Get your mango today. 100 calories, less than a gram of sugar, and of course, just a handful. What did I say? Less than 5% alcohol.
Mango.
That's pretty good, dude. 5%. And they've got some new product coming out very, very soon. So check that out. BudLight.com. You can order it online. They'll deliver it to your house, too.
Mango.
Yeah. They'll deliver it to your house just like that. Hockeytraining.com. I'm getting better.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
You can get faster in 4 weeks.
Well,
I'm like the poster child for that place, dude.
Well, I got to see what your fucking first 3 steps. That's all it is.
I'm using Jackman skates. That's part of the problem.
Oh, my God. He's got tiny fuck feet.
And they're too big for me.
You're tiny.
They're too big, dude.
Oh, Jesus.
How my wrists looking, though? They look
tiny as fuck. Everything about you. Oh, Lord. What the fuck? You're the opposite of Souray, I'll tell you that.
Oh, my God. He's had so many wrist injuries. We didn't even really get into that.
I know. I'm not getting into his wrist injury.
Tell
me about that wrist injury.
But you know
I got on painkillers.
But you do your research on Sheldon Souray. I read like 15 stories on his wrist injuries.
Fucking injuries. He left the whole
So
year.
if you want to know about his injuries, I'm sure he really wants to talk about that over and over again. You want to hear about his injuries, just Google him. You can go read about his injuries. I don't really care to talk about
Google image him, though. And his wife's.
Oh, my God. His wife's.
God. I'm going to be creeping them all out tonight.
Oh, his wife's?
His past, whatever the fuck. All his dime pieces he's been left. Jeez Louise. I'm looking that all up when I get home. Kate's going to be like, what are you doing?
Beautiful
I'm like, don't
fiance, too. Beautiful fiance.
She's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm doing my work. I got to look at
my research.
I'm doing my research.
I'm working.
You interviewing dime pieces now?
Yeah.
No? Okay.
All right. But hockeytraining.com, you can learn the Svechnikov in addition to becoming a better player, a better team player. Get your workouts. They're very easy to do. They explain them on the video, very simple. Any hockey player out there should be using this. Some of the best players in the world turn to hockeytraining.com for their training. You should too. They know what they're doing. They're right there out of London, Ontario. So they obviously have some credibility just by living in Canada alone. They're just like automatic. Don't you just know hockey automatically if you live in Canada?
You do.
Pretty much.
Well, you're forced into it.
Is it like a class you take in grade school?
Yeah, you just live, and it's embedded into
in
your
grade
soul.
5?
Yeah, no, that's why. When I moved up there, I'm like, oh, my God.
Is it grade 5 or 5th grade?
Dude, it's just every day.
How do you say it?
Grade 5. I got my grade 9 education. That's what I say.
That's what you have.
I do. What do you say? I'm doing okay from it. I would go back to language arts class. So
All right. Well, check out hockeytraining.com. And again, I wish I could talk about everything, but it's kind of hard to, man. They've got so much going on. You just got to explore and sign up today and take advantage of what they can offer because it truly is incredible stuff. All right, Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com. Get your pre-owned car, get your new car. One side of the street in Troy, Missouri, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. On the other side, it's Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. It's that easy. The service is incredible. You can send your wife there.
Swinging dick, motherfuckers. I can't take it. I can't take it. Your wife can't take it. You want your wife to be comfortable going into a fucking car dealership? Go to Bellman. Everybody else, you got fucking 20 guys coming out like, what are you doing?
Hey, who's that?
Hey, this fucking kid.
I got the blonde.
Get over here. You know how much money I sold 15 cars this month. You want to go over?
I got the blonde girl outside.
Fuck
no,
all
I
you.
got her. I got her.
I got that girl. Let's all get her. Let's all get her. No one's getting her. You talk to me, motherfucker. I ain't going here anymore. I go to Bellman. Kate goes to Bellman. Fucking swinging dick motherfuckers.
I'd send my wife to Bellman just to hang out.
I know. She goes over there and hangs out with Dan. They talk hockey.
I know they do.
They chirp me the whole time. That's fine.
All right, Bellman.com. You want the pink Jeep with 2 doors and small wheels, you can get that. Or you can get something more sophisticated. Just check out all the inventory online, Bellman.com. How about Cope24.com? Our girl Renee with the sick flow.
We're going to hang out with you, girl. We're going to hang out. We're going to do – you got a bunch of things coming up here. We're going to help you out with it. You do great work. We love you to death. Renee, you're the best.
Dude, I think we're doing a photo shoot coming up.
Dude. Fuck. I'm pale as shit.
You need to get a tan. That's what you said to me. I told Cam the date we're doing this. He's like, I got to go get a tan.
Oh, I need to get tan.
Would you really fake tan?
Yeah.
Or do you go on the boat?
No, I'll go on the boat. No, I'll get somebody to take me on the boat, or I'll go on the canoe, or I will fake tan. If I'm going on a yacht trip, and I'm doing a lot of Instagram posts, I'm going motherfucking tanning. It cost me like $400. Fucking ripoff.
$400.
Yes, it's expensive as shit to go
where
tanning.
Where do you go, to Hawaii?
It's very embarrassing to go tanning though when you're like a macho man like myself. So I go with Kate, and like the 13-year-old girl, like as long as I'm with Kate, I'm okay. When I go in there, I get it's kind of weird when you're a grown man going tanning. Okay, like don't get me wrong, but I look fucking sexy afterwards, and I'm gonna do it. That's what I do.
You gonna get a spray tan?
That's what I do. Instagram's like, Cam, I need you to look fucking sexy. I'm like, okay, fine, I will.
Go get a spray tan.
No. I don't want to look fucking orangey. I don't want to look. I've seen chicks that do that, and I see between their fucking fingers and their hands, and it's like, fucking, what the fuck is wrong with you? Were you from Mars?
Wasn't very even.
Were you from Mars? Get on, girl. Get on, girl.
All right, man. Support our sponsors, and listen, we appreciate all the support we're getting here on the Cam and Strick Podcast. That was Sheldon Souray. In all seriousness, man, it takes a lot to be able to come on and tell your story when you have that type of background. And we really appreciate him feeling comfortable coming out here, and hopefully it helps somebody out there who maybe needed to hear something like that.
Well, we pumped his tires up pretty
from Sheldon Souray today. Here on episode number 70 on the Cam and Strick Podcast.